What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, and I want to welcome you to the third in our series of author interviews for the newly released future bestseller, Breaking Through Startup Stories by from Trailblazing Black Women Entrepreneurs. This is a book that I published and I co-authored along with 8 phenomenal fellow Black women who are entrepreneurs, who are killing the game in our respective businesses. And so I hope, first of all, if you have not heard about this project, that you will go ahead and I will give you a link later on for how you can pre-order a copy. This book is not just for entrepreneurs, although if you are thinking about being an entrepreneur, this book can give you a lot of insight. But even if you're already in your entrepreneurial journey, you can benefit. If you want nothing to do with entrepreneurship, you will benefit from hearing these or reading these breakthrough stories, whether you're Black or non-Black, whether you're a woman or not. This book is for you. So I'm going to show you at the end how you can get a copy and how you can join us for our book launch event this coming Sunday. But without further ado, I want to bring on the stage the author of Chapter 9 in Breaking Through, HR consultant extraordinaire, Miss Pamela Williams. What's up, lady?
Hello, everyone. Hello. My gosh, this is exciting, MJ.
It is exciting. So this is the third. We've talked to Nicole, we've talked to Shawana, and so this is the third. And I first want to start out by asking you, besides me obviously inviting you to be part of the project, what inspired you to share your story in the book?
Great question. People will always ask you, right? What do you do? That's the first thing. Either they ask you, where'd you go to high school? What do you do? What do you do?
They love the high school question around here.
Yes, exactly. So it's common that I'm always sharing about what I do anyway. And so if there is a nugget or anything that I could drop that will help someone else that will decide their entrepreneurial journey, I'm happy to do so. And when you told me about the theme and the title, and what these aspirations are in these stories, it's about storytelling. And so if whatever I say in those pages or write in those pages will help inspire someone else in their entrepreneurial journey, then I'm happy to do so.
Yes, I love that. So without giving away too much, I know I just sent you the copy of your chapter so we can prepare for our excerpt readings on Sunday. Is there one key moment or lesson from your chapter that you hope really resonates with your readers, or some theme about the chapter overall that you hope that they get?
Yeah, it is. There's always a hesitation and people are scared, right, to step out and do it. And starting a business isn't easy. So I just talk about maintaining that grit and the tenacity and having that tough skin, being humble about it, some humility there, and just jumping out and taking those steps to get it done. It's a reward in the end. Is it easy? No, absolutely not. But I promise you there's a reward in the end if you just break through, right? Through and get, to the other side and just stick with it. So I don't want to give away too much either, but I knew I needed to start, a business, and I just stepped out on faith basically. And I'm like, all right, let the chips fall where they may. We're going to see what happens here because I know what I have to offer. And I say that to anyone that's, interested in being an entrepreneur. You know your value, you know what you have to offer. So just do it.
Yes. And I love that you brought up the idea of knowing what you have to offer. You actually are in the HR space. And I know a lot of people that have jobs, myself included, until I learned differently. We typically tend to equate our value, our potential value in the marketplace only based on what our employers have paid us by the hour, or even a salaried person. But as entrepreneurs, we know that, and you're in both worlds because you still work in kind of in a job space as well as having your business. So how has it been walking that? I don't know if it's been walking a line, but you have your job and they pay you what they're paying you, but then you also know you can go over here and be like, and make all the money instead of just the part they cut out for you at the job. So how is that been?
Well, actually, I'm full self-employed. There is no one that.
I think you had it. You know what? Girl, I am so
Yeah,
sorry. I'm confusing you with chick that
it's
ain't even in the
okay.
book.
It's
Carla.
okay, but
Carla's who has
I
got
have been in
yes.
that job space.
Oh,
I
okay.
have been, yes,
Yes.
employed. I have been in those 9 to 5 positions
Okay.
for over 30 years. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, just comparing, if that what your question is, to compare the two?
Yeah, kind of that I'm not just worth this per hour or this per whatever. It's just like I can write my own check. I can set my fee. I can
Yeah. Yeah,
what was that transition like?
yeah, it's the gratification. I mean, you are now employing yourself. You are now you now have the opportunity to write your own check. You now are in charge of your own destiny. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot of self-control. It takes, a lot of you being accountable for everything that you do from the moment you wake up and to the end of the day. So it's the same. It's like you report to yourself, though. It's all right. How
Yeah.
much money do I need to make this week, or I
Give me
want
a
to make?
raise, self. Okay.
When do I give myself a raise? What do I
Get
want
another
that
client.
1099 to look like at the end of the year? How much do I want from this client? I mean, it's
Yeah.
those type of things. But you really have the wherewithal to chart your own path. I mean, that's different. You don't have anyone telling you what to do, but sometimes you do, because you may be in those agreements or arrangements where you do have a client. Of course, you're providing services or product to clients, and so there's those contractual agreements, of course, that you have to adhere to.
Yep.
But I mean, still, those are things that you decide that you want to do or you don't want to do. I mean, it's your business, and I mean, I'm sorry, they say not all money is good money, and it's true. Not all money is good money.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it'd be a headache. You're like, can I get
it
out of this
can be.
contract, please?
Mhm. It can be. So you get to say, yeah, that sounds like a good project. Or, nah, I don't want. I'm not interested.
And it can be tough, especially in the early days or even down the road, to set those boundaries for yourself, those standards for yourself, to
Hmm.
say, even if things are lean, I don't want to get tied into a 6 month with a pain in the butt client because, yeah, I'll be getting paid, but boy, I'll be pulling my hair out. And I wish I
Yeah,
could
it can
take
be
the freedom to
stressful.
move on to somebody else. So,
It
and,
can, and yeah, it would keep you bounded here, where your time and talent and effort could be more appreciated
and you
elsewhere.
could be enjoying yourself doing a
Hmm.
different project. Have you found that being a Black woman specifically has influenced your entrepreneurial experience? Has there been any where it was specifically you being a Black woman that kind of was a positive or a negative in a situation, or has it just been you haven't noticed that?
Depends on what city I'm doing business in.
City to city, okay, I like that.
Let me leave it city to city. Depends
City to
on.
city, I can
Yes.
imagine. Our experiences are different in many ways, city to city.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
definitely. So when it came to, 'cause I think you already are, you've written a book. You've written a couple of books, haven't you?
Yeah, this is my third collaborative.
Okay, third collaborative. What were the other topics about? What were the other books about that you wrote in?
Yeah, the first one was back in 2016, and it was called the My Now Student Leader. And
Okay.
myself and the other authors, we wanted to um, identify or leave leadership principles, or provide leadership principles and guidance for students. The book was really geared toward high school students, trying to help them navigate to be leaders, whether it's leaders within the schools, leaders within their community, and really setting them up, for leadership as they move into the post secondary, into the college space, and what does
Okay.
that look like. So
Okay.
yeah. The second one was, coincidentally, I think a year or two after that one, and it was called Permission to Win. And so as some people may know, I lived on the East Coast in the DC area for about 30 years. And during that time, I was part of an organization called um, Da- daughters win, or something like that, mothers and daughters win.
Okay.
And so that was geared toward the young women, and it was called, I think the subtitle was, A Daughter's Guide to Winning from the Inside Out. And so we were teaching self-discipline,
Oh,
self
okay.
acceptance, yes, accountability. What is it about you that you can do for yourself, right, to help propel you onto the next chapter of your life. And
Okay.
so I believe my chapter was called By Any Means Necessary. And actually, I talked a little bit about growing up in Louisville during the time busing started and desegregation, and
Oh, wow.
just yeah,
You're
and I
not
was
old enough for that. What are you talking about? You're not old enough for that. Come on, guys. Y'all look like she's old enough to be involved with when busing and
yes,
segregation
girl,
started.
yes, in the,
No.
in the 70s, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh, wow,
In
that's amazing.
elementary school, yes, ma'am.
So this is your
So,
third anthology. I love that. That's
mhm.
amazing. I like to. I definitely like to pick up some of your other titles if they're still out there and
Yeah.
available. So, what was the writing process like for you? Was you is it easy? Your chapter is one of the longest in the books. I know you were able to. The words came, honey. So,
Well, it's a passion of love for me. So I'm talking about the industry that I've only worked in forever, which is in the human resources industry, and having a master's degree in that area, having held executive level roles in that area, now consulting in that area. It was just easy. And so the transition, but also looking, one of the questions you asked was, like, how did you get started? And I have helped other small businesses and coach other up and coming entrepreneurs on how to get started. So it was just the easy part because it's what I do. It's
yeah,
what I do.
yeah,
It's what
I
I
love,
do.
I love
And
that.
so being able to pin it and actually give guidance and put the words on the paper that someone may read it and say, oh, is this all there is to start? What's not really this is all there is,
Not so much.
but
Oh, I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
yeah, giving them something,
It
to go
becomes
by.
tangible and real. Like, okay, here's a
Mhm.
step by step. That's really why I wanted to put the book together. Like, it is a lot, but sometimes people think it's something that's not attainable because they don't ever. There's not
Right,
a. I know I wasn't given a real roadmap or like here's the things and
right,
like
right,
okay, it's a lot, but
right.
I can see that I could do that. I can do that. She did
Yeah.
it. I can do that. That's kind of
And,
why
and,
I
and the
want.
main thing is just, deciding a business name. It's the main thing, and then just get going, right?
Yes. And
Registering
guys,
your
if you don't
business and
already know, then I forgot to say her name of her company is Corpex International LLC. You need to get the book if you want to know why it's called that. I'm not going to tell y'all.
oh, and I was about, okay, I won't tell them.
Oh, well, you can if you want to.
No,
I just
no, no, no. Get the book. It's in the book.
it's in
It's
the
in the
book,
book.
chapter 9. I love that.
It's in the book.
As we wrap up here, is there anything about you that might surprise people? Whether it's a personal
Oh,
thing or just anything professional, whatever.
well, I think most of the followers know one of my first love is travel. But what people
Yes.
may not know is I love one of my favorite pastimes. I haven't done it in a minute is roller skating. I
Girl.
love to
Right.
roller skate. So I mean, I don't know how surprising that is, but
People don't say that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really it. Other than
I
that,
love
I'm boring.
Girl, she just got back from somewhere in Africa. I think you were a few weeks ago or
Accra,
a few months
Ghana.
ago.
Yeah.
Listen, that's not boring. I love travel. So, why do you think it's important for people to pre-order or order a book and to attend the launch event on Sunday?
Listen, let me tell you all. First, what I know and have heard is there are some brilliant minded women, men, you right, not just here in Louisville, but all over. And if you've ever thought about starting a business or what it's like to own a business, get the book to hear our stories. Here's some of the challenges that we faced. Read about the right and the wrong way to do things. Read about what our inspirations were, the how to, if you will. And this is across multiple industries. I mean, there's so many different industries that are represented by the other collaborative authors in the book itself. And so I think it's a great read. I think it's a fun read. I think it's an easy read. I think once people pick up the book, they'll sit with it. It's like watching a Netflix series. I'm just going to go from chapter to chapter to chapter and just finish it because they'll be so
Yes,
excited about it.
yes.
Yes,
I
I would
love
say that, yeah, get it, and I think the readers will definitely learn a lot. Something that, some nuggets that they'll pick up on for sure.
Absolutely. Well, Pamela, thank you so much for
Yay!
sharing these
I'm
moments with
excited.
us and sharing with our audience about your participation in the book. I'm going to go ahead and close us out here. So, guys, that was Pamela Williams, chapter 9. She wrote chapter 9. So she is the ninth author in the book. We started with a bang. It's a bang all the way through, and the book ends with a bang. Do not sleep. Go to MelanieHunter.com/breakthrough, breaking through, not breakthrough, but breaking through. That's the name of the book. To not only pre-order a copy of the book, or you can get it from any of the authors. They all have their own individual links on their social medias, but you also can go to MelanieHunter.com/breaking through to link to the Eventbrite where you can RSVP if you want to share in the book launch. We're having a book launch event this Sunday, 3 to 7 at Kyomi Event Venue in downtown Jeffersonville. From 3 to 7. You don't have to come and stay the whole time. If you don't have time, you can come in, stop by, get a book, and head on your way, or you can stay. We do have a presentation, a series of things planned for our guests as well. There'll be light hors d'oeuvres and things to drink. So please come out and join, celebrate with us. Grab a copy of the book for yourself or for a friend, a family member, or just to support us. Even if you don't plan on reading that particular topic, you can give it away to somebody down the road. But again, MelanieHunter.com/breaking through is where you can go to RSVP. We also will be doing a live stream. We will be live streaming parts of the book launch event as well. And so in order to get the link to the live stream, you will need to register or RSVP on Eventbrite. There's two different types of tickets, one to attend in person, one to watch the live stream. So go ahead and go out there to Eventbrite. We'll go to MelanieHunter.com/breaking through and click on the link to go to Eventbrite and RSVP. Thank you so much for sharing with us for this another author interview. I think we may have one or two more before the end of this week. And so please tune in, continue, stay tuned, locked and loaded with us as we continue this journey. We're excited.